Hello everybody, have you all recovered from the shock yet? I know, I've been working on the SM, and I have actually been working on the SM. It doesn't look like much, I know, but that took ages. Yeah, that took absolutely ages to do. And now I'm going to try and remove that one, and if I get enough time, this. And I'm well aware they will probably take ages as well. Why did it take ages? Well, a number of reasons. Firstly, it's an SM and everything is intricate. Like this big cast alloy housing, which had so many fixings, and one of them, is that snapped? Yeah, there's a snap one in there. So that one wasn't even, that was missing. There was this one. There were two here. There was some here for this horn bracket, which I couldn't remove because there's some fixings on the underside here that I couldn't get to. I had to drill this one out, and I've done it wonky and ruined it. So yeah, it's been emotional, but yes, we got that out. Incidentally, I really like the fact it says General Electric on those lights. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Like I kind of like the Yank aspect of it. like it's part of Citroën's history. It's why I'm not that fussed about like changing the front end, because the fact that Citroën wanted to sell this car in America so badly is why it's got that front end on it. It's part of the history of the car. So I don't know. And also they're really expensive. Someone offered me it. If someone left me a front end in their will, I'd probably have it. But yeah. Yeah, basically all the components like the headlight there, there's just so many different fixings. I mean, you can see like on here 1, 2, 3, 4, that one's missing, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. It's built like a tank. Like, what are they planning to do with it? Ram raid something? Also managed to get the indicator out. And it is actually good nick, which is good. That'll go through the dishwasher okay. I mean, my high-tech parts washer. It was, and I managed to get all the bolts here undone. It takes a very long time to do. It's basically, you get some spray and a wire brush, and you go up the thread, and then back down and brush it and spray it, and then wind it up the thread again a little bit further, and then back down. Because what I didn't want to do was break any of this. So I knew it was going to take a lot of time, and unfortunately there's a lot of car. There's a lot of car, so yeah, I should probably get on with it. Right, so all these little 8mm ones, I know they come off. What I've done is I've started a snapped bolts chart up here. So far, considering the front of this car is held together with so much, and there are other things I've undone in the past. This isn't just this, it's including things like the wings and the bonnet and everything like that. 5 fixings, and me joking the other day saying I don't think there'll be any self-tappers on it. There are self-tappers on it. The ones that hold that grilling down there, which I should have filmed the removal of because, well, all the detritus and old spiders and things fell out and it would have been funny. But yeah, it landed on me and I was not happy. I'm sure there'll be plenty of other opportunities for this car to defecate on me from height. The problem is getting this side out is going to be harder because A, the access is not good. B, there's 3 fixings here on the top of this bracket, and really I need to undo that middle one. On the other side, you saw that big bracket I took off with the lights, and that slides down the side of the chassis leg, and there's other components that bolt through that as well. But on this side, I couldn't remove that, or couldn't get to that as easily because the oil cooler is in the way, which is not ideal. And I don't really want to try and remove that yet. That was a level 2. That was a 2-spanner job. I tell you what, I've not snapped a single. I mean, I suppose you could count that on that side, but otherwise, I've not snapped any sort of set screw or bolt type fixing yet.
Moments later.
Why did I say it? I mean, to be honest, this is just a nut and a bolt, and it's going to get changed anyway. So if this one wants to snap, it's welcome. It can. This little bugger down here, it's got these two fixings that have sort of bolted. This is aluminium, thick as well, and it's just an M8 bolt, but there's two of them, and they're tight. That said, hang on. I don't actually think I need to undo those, because I think on the other side I removed, I think that bracket there, which is proper like 3mm plate steel. That bracket is the one, I think the wing bolts through that, and the wing isn't here anymore. So in theory, that would come out. So I might go on to some other fixings. There's one down here, which is that there is a 17, so it's an M10 fixing, and it's part of this big long bar that runs across, which seems to serve no other purpose than to link the two headlights and these panels here that the headlight is bolted to, this thing here, because everything on the front of this car is modular. It would all come out. Everything is just modular. It's, you know, it's made of all these individual parts with so many different little fixings in them. I mean, from a labour point of view, it's an absolute nightmare. But from a build point of view, it's almost art. It's just, there's so much. Like the arch liners aren't plastic, they're all metal. This is all metal. Oh, it's missing that one, but yeah, they're all metal. So yeah, you've got different options for removing things, but I'm trying to remove this headlight the way I removed the other one. The problem I've got, I think, is that fix in there, because I need to remove that. And why that one is a countersunk crosshead and the others were not, I don't know, but I've got to remove that because that bracket there is bolted to the underside of this, and on the other side, as I said, I removed that bracket with it, but on this one I can't because oil cooler's in the way and I don't want to go removing that yet, because if I go, that's fabric or like vinyl, I don't want to break it or rip it or anything. I want to try and keep it all intact, so I've got to be very careful. Everything has got to be very, very slowly and carefully removed. That's why it's going to take so long, as much as anything else. But yeah, right, I'll crack on and I'll let you know when I've got those bolts undone. So this has escalated. As you can see, things have taken a sparky turn. Basically, well, I discovered that it's actually quite easy to remove. And this is pinched in by the two headlamp pods, housings. They overlap it, but of course I've removed one. And it turns out that the only things holding this in are 4 M6 fixings along the front. One of them came undone. Genuinely, that came undone. God knows how. But my tally chart on the wall there has gained a few new ones. Namely that one. Yeah, so it's just held on with those 4 there. And then there's the 2, M5 I think they are, up here. And that's it, other than that flimsy piece of cowling that goes across the top. That's the only things that hold that in. So, I mean, it's quite a light piece, to be fair. But what I've realised is when I took this headlight pod out, I can take that one out from underneath that headlight, and that'll give me access to the underside of the headlight from this way. Because that headlight is going to be a bit of an arse to get out. But once that headlight's out, and once this is out the way, I think I might be able to get the bumper off. Because it depends how much this panel, this valance underneath, which is aluminium and battered, It depends how fixed that is to the front bumper, but I don't think it is. Looking at it, looks like it just hovers underneath it. So I'm thinking then bumper off, panel off, and then that starts making a bigger deal, because then I can get access to the chassis to see which parts of the chassis. Easy for me to say. I can get access. Yeah, I'll be able to get access to the chassis that's unhindered by this panel underneath. And I don't actually know how good the chassis is. I mean, the chassis here is amazing. Like, it looks amazingly good. But obviously, if it's not underneath, I don't want to risk jacking it up. I'm hoping it'll be okay. And then I can get some jacks under it, lift it, take the wheels off, and then the real fun begins. Because then you've got access then, and I can find out what's going on, why it won't move. But yeah, so bumper off. Well, this, then the headlight, hopefully, then the bumper, hopefully, then the pan thing underneath. I don't know if I'll get time for that today. We'll try, and just see how it goes. Well, you missed the big moment where it suddenly pinged up and tried to smash my grinder, but look at that. Ooh. There's not a lot of car there. That's that big bar that's going across the front. That's not too bad. It's not great, is it? But it's a bit rotten in places, but that's stuff that I can make. I can make a new piece that goes in there. Obviously, I've got witness marks where I was having to grind it, which isn't ideal. I wish I had more light here. I don't, unfortunately, but yeah, there's witness marks like there where I was grinding it. But I'm thinking I'm actually pretty early on in this. I'm going to put this in the shot blaster and then prime it up in some zinc primer just to sort of maintain it. Because I've got the rule in my head is don't go trying to refurbish anything, because you might find a spare one come up cheap or something. No, you might do, because if it's a USA front end, no one wants them. So, yeah, I might. But at the same time, there's a weird part of me that likes making work for myself. That's the original nose of the car. That's the bit that's always seen the road. And I kind of feel like it's seen the roads in America, and now I want it to see the roads over here. So that's what you've got in here. Not looking too bad. See, that's the bumper reinforcement there. That horrible rusty thing. Not my grinder. This bar. The American cars have that. I don't think the European ones do. Well, they have a version of it, but not as heavy duty as this. Going to find some kind of cretin down here, or creature. Critter, that's the word. Yeah. So basically there was this fixing here I'll be able to get to now. This was an arse to get to on the other side, until I figured out you had to take this vent out. So there's a big one in the back of this bar here. But yeah, the tricky bit's going to be that oil cooler. I can't actually see. Oh, hang on. There we go. Yeah. Am I going to have to take that oil cooler out without... I wonder if I can get this pan out from underneath early on. I wanted to do it with the wheels off. Oh no, I can't do it with the wheels off. Basically, I wanted to take these panels out here, because I think it's bolted to the bottom. Oh, I don't know. It's so difficult how this thing's put together, and when you're figuring it out, it just takes ages. It's making progress though, if you call that progress. As the aircon condenser, the radiator, which don't look in bad condition. It's got to be said, it might be a lick of paint on that. I've already pressure tested it to about 15 psi, I think it was. Maybe I might have gone higher than that. Yeah, okay. Right, let's try and get this one out, and then I might as well take the end of this off, because then I can remove this entire bar like that. That's just literally a bit of washing line. Yeah, so I'll do that, and then I don't want to take the oil cooler out. I'm going to wreck it, because that is going to be old, and like, it's not going to be soft, is it? I don't even know how that's held in. Get to it from the other side. Oh god, is that it? Yeah, that's that housing, that fixing there. That ain't going to want to come out, is it? Yeah. That's going to be the first headache. I do not want to break any of that. So, so I'm going to try and remove the end of the oil cooler ducting in situ, and I've discovered or figured out that if I remove the horn, well, one of the horns, because it's got about 500, because Angry Frenchman, if I remove that, I've got access to the bolts, and they have come out. Citroën used to, well, they still do, well, no, I don't know if they still do now, but when they were proper cars, Citroën used to love these M7 fixings. Even BXs have loads of them, and they're always good. They very rarely, I mean, you do get problems with them sometimes, but so these are the horns that went the other day, but I daren't try and, well, I've got to try and undo that hose, haven't I? Because if it doesn't come up, oh, there's me think I was worried it would be brittle. No, it just comes, I mean, Sanor, made in France. They're probably original. But this hose has just come undone. It's still supple. Why can't we make rubber like that now? Oh yeah, so down here, I don't know if you'll be able to see, probably not. Yeah, there's two little tiny bolts here. They are the other side of the bracket that holds the front of the ducting for the oil cooler in. And I'm going to try and remove them without breaking them, which is unlikely. But we'll see. I mean, it's not the end of the world if they snap, because... Oh, no, I think it's going. You've got to be real careful with this, especially as I've got an 8mm socket and a 3/8 ratchet, so I could quite easily overpower it. Not because I'm well strong, just because I've got a bigger tool than I need. Something I've never heard before. Yeah, this is going to be a slow out a bit, in a bit, out a bit, in a bit, out a bit, in a bit. And I can probably get a brush on it. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess. Ooh, yeah, they don't look clever, do they? Have faith. Or, well, foolishness. Yeah, that's the oil cooler housing, so that's a new column to add on my list. But that might mean... Oh, if I take the other one out now. I mean, the fact it snapped isn't actually the end of the world, because both those bolts are going into a metal bracket which has got a captive nut, and it looks like quite a chunky captive nut, so there is a chance that I can drill that out, or use a welder or something to weld a nut on to get the remains of the old bolt out, and then either recover the thread or drill it out to the next size up and just put a bigger one in it. So if it's an M, what is that? Don't know, can't see it. Oh no! Ah! I've dropped my socket. Oh, I've got it back. There we go. That's a 5, isn't it? So, yeah. I could always take it out to M6. I think I'm going to have to take the... I'm going to have to take the cooler out. Because the back of that bracket there, the other end of that is the bit that bolts the cooler. So there's that vinyl piece there, which is now loose at... I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but if I can get my finger to it. Oh. There you go. So that's loose, but the back of it bolts here. So you've got one bolt there, one there. And I haven't actually got to take the cooler out because it's split in half, the bracket. So it's like that half there, one down there. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. And how the hell am I supposed to get the... Oh, God. Oh, you can't get to it. Look down. There's no way to that. You must have to take that front apron off. Right, I've lost my little head torch thing at the moment as well. So, right. There's one there. Oh. Okay. One here. This goes into the end of the brake duct. That's very promising. Oh. Wow, okay. You just know the whole thing's going to be spinning. No, it isn't. It's actually undoing. Okay, so that one did. Ones along the back, they do not look like the sort that are going to play ball. Surely not. What the hell? No way. I can't do it, I'm not Canadian. I don't believe it. What about this one? Okay, come on. The state of this thing underneath, there's no way these should be coming undone. I'm guessing it's the ones in the wheel arches that are going to give me the biggest headaches. Wow. So by comparison, this one's actually a bit... But I know this has got some spray on the other side of it. I'm amazed by that. So 1, 2, 3. Nothing at the front here. It's just tucked in behind the bumper. It is absolutely beat to death here, the chassis, but that looks like a bolt-on part. Oh, please tell me that's the part of the wheel arch. I'd be so happy if that is. It's either a part of the wheel arch or it's a horrendously bodged part of the bodywork. It could be either. That's it on that side. Right. Well, the camera doesn't have the battery to watch me undo all of them. You get the idea with that. I've placed a plastic barrel under the front of the car because I think there's a chance that it could, the front could drop off.
Well, wasn't this built so the front wouldn't fall off?
Well, obviously not.
Oh. Like that.
So what happened in this case?
Well, the front fell off in this case by all means, but it's very unusual.
So far, no sheared fixings, which seems somewhat unbelievable. I think the spray is starting to... Yes! I think this is the last one. I don't want to know what that was. So it looks to me, maybe this is, I suppose it's like a DS, isn't it? DSs have a panel under the front that you can remove to sort of carry out maintenance and servicing. I'm guessing it's not the valance, it's not the nose on the front of the car, but on the SM, it looks like it might be. Don't really need to make a note where all these fixings go because they are just little M5 8mm fixings, but I will. And amazingly, none of them have broken, which is somewhat outrageous, to be honest. There we go. Moment of truth, I think. look at that. Nice. It's not too bad actually. It's just a bit beat up around the edge here and along that lip down there. And it's lost some tabs here. Those ones are still there. But it's aluminium, so it's all brittle. But now, take you off the tripod so you can see. Also, you can now see why this thing takes so long to work on. Especially when you're doing it for the first time. Oh. Look at that. That's not part of the car. Wow. Oh, we're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. I have my ducting, which is actually not in bad nick. It's this plate here is a little bit crusty. Probably wants yeah, it's going to want a bit of repairing. Good, another job to add to the list. But other than that, it's okay. The aluminium housing at the back is okay. Oh. Maybe not. No, it's not. Oh, well, another repair to do there, but at least that one's hidden. So that's down there out of the way. I've started to undo the brackets on the back of there. One thing I have got to try and get out is this thing. This little self-tapper. It's not a self-tapper. A crosshead. Because the other side of that is just rust. And all that bolt does is secure the headlamp lip here, this housing, to the edge of the bumper. That's all it, literally all it does. There you go. Ow. It's getting loose. Now I haven't taken off that bracket round there, so it's going to want to try and slide out of that. Where's that 17mm? That's the last one. Which I'm guessing I can get to a bit easier. Oh yeah. A lot easier. There we go. One bar. That should, in theory... Oh! Yeah! Look, I've made it worse. It's a lot of work, isn't it, that front end? Like, to convert it from the European one to that. But, you know, this is safer, because like, if you get run over, there's no glass there that might hurt you. Ah, the compressor's not original. Boo! That's why. That's all good. Okay. So then bumper, you've got that there. Them. Oh, wow. Oh, there's me looking, going, oh, should I just try and remove the bumper? That would be silly, wouldn't it? Got that. Them two there. 3 there. Let's try and remove the bumper. Be a little bit further ahead than I was planning to be. That's as good. Ah, good. They're captive. I won't be able to get to the back of them. Well, basically, this is win-win now. Because if I can't get this done, I haven't lost anything. Because I was never planning on getting this done anyway. So, where's my 50? I'm guessing these are 15mm. They look 15mm. Might even be 14. Well, there's a 15 and a 14. 14, okay. Oh, I haven't taken that indicator out yet. That's the only thing so far, but I can always remove that from the bumper when it's off, although that indicator is cracked. So, do you know this car wants to be repaired, doesn't it? It wants to be saved. Look, everything's just coming undone. Well, to be fair, these ones have already half been undone. Why have I sort of half undone these? Probably because I thought you had to undo them to get the wing off. These are the two that are going to make the difference. I don't believe it. This is ridiculous. This car is 51 years old and has spent the last 34 years, roughly. No, not 34 years. 27 years, 28 years in a scrapyard. And every single fixing, the car is rusted away, but, well, bits of it have. Some of it's rusted away, some of it looks like really, really good. I can't get over how well this is coming apart. Oh, I've jinxed it. Look, I'm only here. That was stupid. They're out, they're out. Okay, right, this is quite heavy. I've got nope. Something to That is perfect. Yeah, there we go. And that one is longer than all the others because of reasons. And I can't get it out the socket, but no matter. Oh wow, that's heavy. Oh, you plum. Indicators. I have to tape those up, won't I? Yeah, boy. Oh shit. There's a lot of rust in that. Oh no, the front's fallen off. Yeah, right, well, that'll probably wrap it up because I have to go home. I'm already stayed here later than I was supposed to, but that's decent progress. I mean, that's why this thing's going to take so long. I started working on this, what time is it now? God, it's 8:30. I started working on this about 6? Something like that. And that's as far as I got. But getting all those bolts undone, that takes time. You know, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Shaking it all about and so forth. I've snapped a total of 7, 9, 10 fixings at the moment. But the front is off. This is good because this all looks really good. And now what I can do is I can get a jack underneath it. And, jack it up. And remove the wheels, and then in doing that I can start taking away some more of this inner arch business here, and yeah, then we start making a bit of progress, get to the nitty gritty. I want to get the engine out, so that's not going to happen quickly. It'll take a long time to get back this far. Hell, we've only got that far and most of it was space, but progress is progress. I'm not going to race on now. I'm going to put some of these fixings in bags and things. And yeah, that'll be it. So, yeah, the front's fallen off. Bye.